talk about that stuff even if she's not here. But you guys get to watch us do a little bit of business and make plans. Right, I will not be here at our regularly scheduled meeting. I'm sure things you guys will talk about would be the rec still needs to vote, I believe. I went to their meeting. I cornered them. I turned up at their meeting.
Did you get a sense for?
Oh yeah, it's not a problem. They're like, yeah, we don't want it. But we do need to get the result of that vote. So we have that.
Right.
And we do need to dig back through and confirm the boards that have voted and what those votes are, so we can say those. Report on those at the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Finance is outstanding, I assume.
They're an outstanding group.
They are. Anybody who dedicates their time to be on finance committee for the town of Berlin is absolutely outstanding. We were going to try and get on their agenda. They have to meet before
The 17th.
the 17th, and I don't know where that is. Lisa will obviously fill us in at that meeting, but that's the thing that's in my head
That's the last one that we.
as the last group that we attempted. Historic may not ever vote. We know they're split.
Okay, I thought they voted and they were split and that was their
Oh,
official
okay,
vote.
maybe that was.
I
maybe
don't
that,
know.
maybe
I
that
don't
was
know that
official.
100%, but
No vote.
I
There was
didn't.
no
Okay,
vote.
There was
just,
no
it's
vote.
just split.
It's just mixed, yeah.
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 okay.
Which is totally valid, kind of thing. And Peg reminded me that we actually have some numbers in the energy audit report that's online, right, for that building. That was done in 2023.
We got some info. Lisa made up some info papers on.
With the carrying costs, awesome, yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yes, awesome.
So.
Okay, cool.
And it
Um,
tells us.
Hello. Hi. I'm sorry, I'm not Carolyn, but I'm here in her stead.
That's
Oh,
totally fine.
awesome.
We are so excited to have you. Who are you?
My name is Charlene Cabral. I work with Habitat.
Hi, Charlotte.
Okay.
Welcome. Yeah. Do you actually
I
have
do have a PowerPoint
Awesome.
slide.
We can. Jen will assist you.
Do you? I don't see. Oh, do you have a laptop?
No, I thought it would connect to.
I don't know anything about
I
technology.
was thinking that the laptop would connect. Oh, you have a
I have a flash drive.
Flash
Yeah.
drive. Okay, that should work. It's like, wait.
Yeah, Carolyn had a
Well, now
bit of an
technology
emergency, so
break.
this was a.
We really appreciate your
Oh, no problem.
Remember
And
the
on
picture of the camera?
Yes, exactly.
If
We'll
it
be right
weren't-
back. Now can you go get your popcorn?
If it weren't an emergency, she would have been
Well,
here.
that's
So
that it happens.
things happen, right?
Things absolutely and totally happen.
Okay.
I mean,
Sure, that's.
she's already attempted to do this presentation multiple times, and
Really?
she came to the May meeting.
Okay.
And of course, we were totally derailed by hours and hours spent on the budget, and this was
I
one of the
see.
last
Oh.
items, and so,
Oh yes, I think she did say.
yeah, so
She was giving me
she's
a quick
already put in her
debriefing.
time in attempting to come to our meetings.
I don't know how that's gonna go, so I've got a couple of extra copies.
Great, you wanna follow along with the slides?
Hopefully there would be slides. I only had like 3 copies, but.
That's totally fine.
I can make more.
Should I go see if we have an AV?
Let's see if,
Either way, I'm not gonna work. What?
That's why they
You feel what?
That's why they give you a camera, because AJ, that's why his picture was there.
No, because this is an HDMI cable that would hook in, and I don't feel.
I asked her, I said, do you think I need to bring a computer?
It's great.
That's
Modern
awesome.
there,
So
so.
this
Yeah,
is
the
more
strength of-
information
we didn't
from
get the-
of our
consultants.
consultants.
So you don't-
Sure.
I think.
Please, a great person to work with, and her knowledge is so
I can also just, explain things and show the pictures and stuff like that.
But we meet most Thursdays.
It does
She
not.
comes from Palmer.
It requires a laptop.
Okay, no worries.
So here's that.
All right, we know now.
We couldn't find a remote either.
So, yeah.
Do we have everybody here?
And
Because
we
I
have-
can just flip pages
Yep,
and
we-
show them.
Yeah.
I can walk around, right?
Oh, you can absolutely totally walk
All
around.
right.
Sure.
So we'll.
I can make more if you'd like.
It's up to you, but I don't mind like you know,
Showing-
showing folks
showing
as
folks.
well.
Or even, I mean, if you, I
Probably not
can,
gonna be
I
a
can,
large
I can
group,
be your
so-
PowerPoint, if you just wanna talk and wave your hands, I can
Yeah,
flip
we
pages
can.
if that works for you.
Yeah,
or
I
would you
probably
rather-
need to kind of take
That's
a look as
totally
well.
fine, absolutely, totally fine.
Truth be told,
That's great.
all right, I'm gonna wait for her to come back
Okay.
and then.
I could go get a computer, but it would take 5 minutes.
No, it's okay.
Well, this is a small group.
This is a small
Yeah.
group,
We
right?
can
I
talk
mean,
to
I
each
think,
other.
I think we'll be okay.
No,
So just
Is
to,
someone making some copies?
I think she is, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Sorry.
so yes, totally, Carolyn. So just to provide folks with a little bit of context, I think all of you all were at the town meeting in May when,
Tell us.
It was a great
Missed a flight and,
well,
that's right.
and there are many people who attended that meeting who might have rather been in your shoes.
Yeah.
The warrant article to transfer the 15 Lincoln Road property from the town to the housing trust requires a 2/3 majority because it's a transfer of town property. We got 59% of the vote, which is actually really good considering how late it was, how cranky everybody was, and that nobody the question was called very, very quickly, and not very many people got to speak at all, including basically nobody who was speaking strongly in favor, most people having other ideas about what the property should be used for. So the Housing Trust believes very strongly that is the best use of this property would be to turn it into an affordable home, working with a partner such as Habitat. It would be a public RFP process, so there's no guarantee, but Habitat, we expect them to compete for an RFP should the property be transferred to us, and they would be evaluated along with everybody else. They do have experience doing this sort of build, obviously, and being
Quite a
part of
lot.
this process. The build, not only would there be the idea would be there would be 40B restriction on the property. We would write the RFP for somebody who is developing housing that would be prioritized for Berlin residents, people with Berlin connections, and veteran because of its history in our community. Obviously, and hopefully we'll have lots and lots of applicants, but who knows what the pool might look like out there in the future. So the other thing, in addition to that 40B restriction, would be a historical deed restriction. So we would maintain the envelope and the roof line. Wouldn't get any bigger than basically the 1,200 square feet it is, in perpetuity. So the opportunity to develop a affordable home with this historic deed restriction is super exciting to the Housing Trust. We love the idea of taking town property that is costing us money to maintain and turning it into something that's on the tax rolls, as well as providing an affordable home.
And preserving the history.
And preserving the history, all of those things.
All at once.
There are 3 other, we have all 4 of the original schoolhouses. The other 3 have all been turned into homes that don't have any sort of historical restrictions. So there's no historical value left in them. So this would allow us to both get housing and maintain that little piece of history. And so we have Charlene from Habitat who's going to walk us through what they've done in doing affordable builds with historic restrictions. I think that's what you're talking about, among other things. Awesome. So the floor is yours.
All right, well, thank you very much. So as, it's Lisa, correct?
Beth.
Beth,
Lisa's,
I'm sorry.
Lisa's in a select board meeting.
Oh.
Normally this would be her.
All right, sorry, it's because the emails were Lisa, so I just.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, as Beth just stated, my name is Charlene Cabral. I am the Director of Development for Habitat for Humanity North Central Massachusetts. And I am here to tell you a little bit about our mission, our vision, and what we would do with this property. So our vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. That should probably be the vision of all. So hopefully y'all agree. And the mission is that we bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope. We are all separate affiliates of the mothership, Habitat for Humanity International. And in Massachusetts, we have 14 affiliates that are active, and each affiliate maintains their own semi-independent status. We all work under Habitat and their general rules, but each affiliate is responsible for their own projects, their own funding, their own fundraising, all of that. And it's designed this way because really the idea is to have community involvement. We want community involvement, we want community support, we want the community to welcome the folks who are gonna be living in this home. So we build strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter. And that's just the first picture. We have a rather ambitious geographical service area in north central Massachusetts. It is 30 towns from Athol to Acton, including plus Devens. It's like 32 with Devens. Okay? And so you guys are right here, prominently, right there. And I don't believe that Habitat has had an occasion to do a build in Berlin in the
That is
past.
correct.
So this is really exciting for us because we really do want to serve all of the communities that we serve, and some just give us more opportunities than others. And so this would be really fantastic to be able to do a build with Berlin. Now, our two major programs in Habitat for Humanity is the New Building Program and our Critical Home Repair. So a lot of folks know about our building program. A lot of folks do not know about the Critical Home Repair, but basically we serve residents earning less than 60% of the area median income. And they have a need for affordable shelter and a willingness to partner. So we always say we give a hand up, not a hand out, because what we do is we work with individuals who are working people, hardworking people, and they will also provide hard work on their properties. So in the building cases, they're gonna be side by side with a lot of volunteers, you know, painting, hammering nails, doing whatever they need to do. It also gives them an opportunity to really appreciate and learn about putting a house together, you know. They take financial courses, they take home prep courses. There's a lot of preparation for the new homeowner. Now, we both do building and rehab. So in this case, we would be keeping that cute, adorable Legion, all right, and we would just be, you know, working with the interior, okay? So new homes are generally 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet. So it's really the envelope that we're kind of used to, is this size. They're designed for accessibility, highly energy efficient. They're compatible with the character of the neighborhood. And in this case, it's not changing at all, so it's very compatible with the character of the neighborhood. And it's mixed in neighborhoods with market rate homes. So they're not, you know, homes that are all off to one side, affordable houses and like a little development. No, it's all mixed in with all the other homes. Usually the land or the property that we get is donated by either, the land is town owned, it could sometimes be builders, and sometimes it's individuals. So we have a little mix there. The EOHLC deed rider and marketing plan for subsidized housing inventory includes inclusion. Most homes are built as a local action unit. We partner with vocational technical schools, and I believe this area would be Assabet.
Assabet, yep.
So, and we raise all our funds locally. So, whether it's the town or the folks that get involved, and that's probably on the next page, and I'm already ahead of myself. So let me get there. Yes, local project committees. Okay, so because it is so important to have the local community behind us, supporting us, and also supporting the new family that's going to be living in this home, we have local project committees. Every home is built in partnership with the community. Habitat provides the structure, insurance, construction manager. The LPC, which is the local project committee, provides basically the fuel to make the house possible. They're involved in every stage of planning and building, and they help the family once the family moves in to become part of the community. We have regular meetings with our LPCs on each project. Oftentimes they work with us on fundraisers and other things. But they're, matter of fact, you know, a lot of them also help with builds. You don't have to do that if you're on the LPC, but it, you know, different people will be attracted to different parts of the Habitat life, and they'll volunteer accordingly. You know, some people wanna help us with builds, some people wanna help us with fundraising, some people wanna help us with other things. But anyway, the local community is involved. Some of our past projects that we're highlighting here, the Beggs family on 1 Gabriel Lane in Acton, that is a rehab. I'm not certain if this was a historic rehab, but my executive director did tell me that this is a fake door and they were not permitted to move it. So I think this may have been a historic rehab, but please don't, you know, quote me on that. I'm not entirely certain, but I think it may have been. We also had the Lee and Rivera families on 4143 Oakland in Fitchburg. Another rehab, which actually was a historic rehab, was the Sunshine and Lubega Street, School Street in Acton. This is a historic home rehab. That blue one right there. And then this one is Lakeshore Drive in Ashburnham. This is a sample of one of our new builds. And if you go to Lemonster on 10th Street, we have a very similar new build just like this, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot ranch. Cute as a button. It's a very, very nice home. So, now we're gonna get to the part that you're probably most interested in, which is the property at hand here in Berlin. And here we have a photo of the Legion building. And like the way it is, the 2 doors, the window in the middle, that's not gonna change. It's gonna stay exactly like that. On the inside, we're looking to do a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So you would come in through presumably one of these doors, and there is a kitchen and living room area combination, and then you have your 3 bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, and your 2 baths. So it's a pretty simple layout. It's a nice layout for a family, and it, like I said, it would just keep the envelope, and for those on the outside, they really just don't know anything's different, really. The property isn't gonna change much. That's pretty much it. Do you want me to take questions?
Yeah, referencing the plan, does there have to be an egress point on the backside of the building somewhere?
I'm gonna take a quick look
There
at
is-
that.
there is
one
one.
in the center.
The-
In the center
That would
back.
be, in addition, that would be the change, because there isn't a door
It's not there now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
But I think the windows are all staying the same. There's no change on the windows or anything else. We would just be adding a door for safety and code. Yes, ma'am?
That window fenestration, that flanks on both sides is really a historic, feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
nothing's gonna happen with that. As far as I know, there's no change to
No
that
change.
here.
The one change is the back door,
The back
because
door.
Would
you're
for code.
100%, you have to have,
Yeah. A
2
exit.
points of egress.
And in this case, you have 3, just the 2 of them are in the
Right.
front.
Well, yeah, preferably going up.
Different
Would you need a ramp, or maybe they could put that in the back door, a level entry, wheelchair entry?
We don't have to have a ramp, but if someone needs a ramp, then I'm sure we would.
But
The-
in the
the
back, if
back
it's no
door.
longer
Yeah.
historic,
To not be seen,
Yeah,
or,
yeah, so it's not gonna change the front, but it would certainly be useful to have wide
That's a
enough
great
and
point.
wheelchair access.
Mhm.
Next question, do you choose the family before you build?
No, we start the build, and then while we're doing the build, we get the family.
But the family participates in building if.
Yeah, I mean,
you're organizing it.
they will participate in choosing their, like, there's options for flooring, options for kitchen, options for colors, things like that.
Okay.
But obviously, they're not gonna do anything out here anyway, so.
No, on the outside, okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot that we can get started without the actual family. And that's speaking just based on what I've seen in the past few months of how we've been doing things, so.
What would be the total timeline?
Homes generally take a year, but I don't know that this would take a full year because we've got the envelope already.
You need to
So-
work in the winter.
Well, we work We work all winter long. Summer is somewhat halted because our kids are on vacation. But we have other things that we do in the summer that prep so that when they come back, if it is one of those years where you get, you know, part of it in one school year and part in the other, in the summer we continue doing work. I mean, the properties right now that we're doing in Leominster and Air, same situation. We continued doing work over the summer, put in flooring and things that we really didn't need the students for, and then they came back and they're finishing with the plumbing and the electrical and things like that that needed to be, you know, at the final stages, and we're good to go. Leominster's almost done.
So
Air's just a little
the
bit.
technical school students do an awful lot of the work.
They do, and this is a fantastic opportunity. I'm a big supporter of vocational technical school. My son is in vocational technical school, and this is a great opportunity for the students. If you don't have places like Habitat, they don't really get too much experience. So these, it works like a symbiotic relationship. We need them, but I think they need us as well, right? So they go out with their teachers, and it's basically a living classroom. You know, they're working on things, and teachers are instructing them as they go along, and it's a really nice way to do things.
They're doing some of that in this building currently.
Oh,
Gonna build out for the
nice.
Yep.
stairs for the fire station.
Yep.
Oh, great.
How
It
many
looks great.
projects do you generally have going at once?
So it really depends on the year and what,
Sure.
you know, what happens. Like right now, we've had three build projects right now that we're finishing. However, on the critical home repair side, which I didn't get to talk too much about, that's where people contact us because they have either a structural, a code violation, a weatherization, or an accessibility issue. So in many cases, it's an age-in-place situation where, you know, oftentimes one or a couple will be in their home their whole lives, but now they just can't get into that bathtub anymore. They need a walk-in shower, they need grab bars, things like that, maybe even a ramp. Or we had a case recently, this past year, of a veteran who had 7 kids living with him because he had either 3 or 4 of his own and 3 or 4 of his brother's children also living in the same home. And they had a massive foundation problem. So the town was basically saying, you gotta get out of here. And they were all gonna be on the street, so to speak, you know, probably couch surfing or finding some place to live. Anyway, we came in and we shored up the whole foundation so they could stay living in their home. So for our critical home repair, we tend to help a lot of elderly, veterans, and disabled individuals. That's not to say that someone who's not elderly, disabled, whatever, wouldn't qualify, but it just seems to be more the segment of the population. So to answer your question, we currently have doing 3 builds, but we did 37 or 38 critical home repairs this past year.
Wow.
Which is remarkable, and I am so proud of our affiliate for that, because a lot of affiliates do 2 or 3, and we did like 37, 38.
With different schools?
Different schools, yes, because we have the 30 town, we have Assabet, Neshoba Valley, Monty Tech, Leominster Tech, which is not a voc tech school, but they have like a tech division. Minuteman, if I missed anybody, I probably missed somebody. Assabet, Neshoba, Minuteman, Monty Tech, and Leominster. I think those are the ones that we work with, depending on the town.
What are the costs to the families? Like, do they end up with like a mortgage or anything
Yes,
like that?
They do. So what we do is we give them a home that they can afford. So everyone's gonna be a little bit different. But basically like a Habitat home, I don't know, it may cost like, I don't know, $400,000, $500,000 to build, cause you can't really build anything these days without at least that much. However, the homeowner is gonna purchase that at a substantially reduced rate. So maybe 200,000, maybe 170, I don't know. It depends on exactly what their finances are. But they're gonna have a mortgage for 30 years at 0% interest.
Oh, wow.
And that is the sweet spot. You know, that is why we say we give a hand up, not a handout. The person is working sweat equity. The person or family is going to be paying the mortgage, but they're not going to be choked by it. They're going to be able to maybe put some money aside, help their kids go to school, you know, maybe put some money to retirement, or you know, maybe even a family vacation. It's not all about work, right? But basically it's to live a better life, get out of the cycle of poverty. That's what we want to help people do.
So who makes up the difference?
So who makes up the difference? A lot of the money is donated, right? So we are a nonprofit organization. The whole point of doing this is nonprofit based. So we receive donations, we receive grants, we receive money from different organizations, businesses, and governments. Sometimes the local towns pitch in, sometimes it's state, sometimes it's federal, though probably won't be federal now. And we apply to so many grants you would have no idea. I mean, lots of grants. We have partnerships with many community businesses. The businesses will come and they'll give us a donation to work with us. So they'll give us some money and they will volunteer. So we're getting the service and some money to be able to pay for those nails and walls and things that they're putting up. We have businesses that will give us donations. We have a lot of events. Just recently we had a golf event in September. We had a 0.0 race, which was a brew event, a brewery event. You don't really have to run the race, you just get there and step over the line. My kind of race. You get a drink ticket.
And then you get a drink. That's my kind of race.
Yeah. You get a drink ticket, you get a little baggie of some goodies. We had like water bottles and, you know, granola bars and some running gear for those who actually do want to run more than just one step, you know. That was a really fun event. A lot of businesses come out, a lot of people use these events as networking opportunities, and a lot of the local community will come together, so, you know, and hang out and have a good time. So that was one event. We just had a phenomenal event last week, I think it was last week, called Toast to Hope. It is an event where restaurants and bars will donate their food and drink. They'll come to this conference center, which we did it in Devon's Commons, and we have all these tables set up, and we've got their little, you know, logos. They will serve out like appetizer portions of their food and mini drinks, and folks will purchase a ticket to go in. Once they're in, have I said something wrong?
No, it's important, you know, to
Yeah.
conserve electricity.
That's true. We conserve electricity too at
How long
Habitat.
did you turn that off?
It's for now.
So the patrons will pay, like, I don't know if it's $30, $35 to go in. They will get to taste all of the different foods for that $35. It's not like other places where you pay the entrance fee and then you gotta pay everywhere else. And then we have like silent auctions, and we will raise money at events such as those.
Do you get materials donated as well?
We do. It depends. Every build is different, so some builds we can get some materials. I mean, for instance, as the director of development, that's sort of my gig, is trying to get the donations. So I've recently gotten some donations from Lowe's and Home Depot because our tools were in a not so great state. As you can imagine, we do a lot of building, our tools get a little rusty and yucky. So it had been a while, so we asked if they could donate to tools, and they are donating tools. Home Depot's gonna be giving us some paint for a project that we're doing. We have, we just recently had a corporation give us $17,000 worth of windows and doors to sell at the Restore. So that's the other thing too. The Restore is our third program. It's not a home building program, but it supports our building and critical home repair. So it's another way that we make some money. So people will donate their items, and I call Restore a cross between Home Goods and Home Depot, because it's like you got your windows and doors and light bulbs, but you also have your like your Pyrexes and your, you know, light fixtures and your sofas and TV consoles and stuff like that. So it's a little mix of everything. But it's a great place, and I personally was shopping there this summer because I needed some nightstands, and then I just bought too many because I couldn't decide, and they were $7 a piece. So I was like, okay, I'll take that one and that one and that one. My husband's like, well, we only needed 2. I'm like, we got a bonus. Don't worry, I'll get sick of one and return it back to the restore. You know, it was only $7. You know, so yeah. So are there any other questions?
Where is the restore?
The restore is on Route 117 in Leominster.
There's one in.
This one in Worcester.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
2 in Worcester actually. I think they have 2 restores, but ours,
Outside of your district.
our district.
Shop our district.
Shopping our district, yeah. We might have a cute little thing happening. I don't know. We're still working on. We're thinking of doing a gingerbread contest this year. It would be a cute little holiday. It's probably not going to be too much of a fundraiser. It's more just something to. Yeah, wouldn't that be cute? Yeah. So you put a little American Legion sign on the outside. That's probably going to be
White
one of the categories for a prize. Like I'm totally cheating here. I'm looking at another affiliate and what they've done, sort of copying. And one of the categories for a prize is, you know, a replica of a historical building. So there you go. You guys have and it's the perfect shape.
Yes, I could probably build that.
Yeah.
It's the 2 doors that'll get you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get one of the tech schools to do the gingerbread, because if they do, you can very easily cut the 2 doors in. But, you know, we'll see. Yeah. All right.
a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
I didn't count that.
Yes, sir.
This may not be relevant to the habitat part of this, and I don't mean to be a Grinch, but I'm very big on preservation and restoration, but I'm wondering on this layout, is the 2-door front sacrosanct, or can that one of the doors be made into windows instead?
I think that we're keeping it just the way it
The
is.
state
Because
has
we wanna-
opinions. We are working with the historical, the state, what are they called? I sent emails to them all.
Historical Commission?
Thank you, the historical commission, and so.
The Berlin Historical Commission?
No, the state.
The
They're,
state.
they're the ones who have to approve our plans
Yeah,
and grant approval of that historic restriction.
yeah.
And so we can't do anything that they don't approve of, and those 2 doors and those
Those are gonna
windows
stay.
are, the roof line, you know,
Sacred cow.
all of that is
Something.
extremely important.
Yeah.
From their point of view.
You got 2 doors for the sacred cows to go in and out, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Well,
One in the back.
it's not completely unheard of. Oftentimes when people have duplexes that they convert back into one family, they keep the 2 doors.
Yeah.
So my good friend of mine actually had that happen in her house, because she had a duplex that was converted into one family, and came in, I was like, which door do I go through, you know? But she's like, yeah, go left. I'm okay. And it's, so it's not really unheard of. There are homes that have the 2 doors in the front.
It's unique.
It's unique.
Super cute.
And that house is just super cute, so I don't think anybody's gonna matter. More railings to put like flowers or something.
Your Halloween decorations, or your Christmas
Right.
tree
Yeah.
on one
Right.
side, right? And
Yeah. Or right in between.
Exactly. Both. All.
Yeah.
Is there not a significant issue with potential mold and other situations with this house, I believe? It's one of the reasons it hasn't been worked on before.
So the mold remediation, the problem is mold loves abandoned buildings, right? And
Yeah.
so there are 2 pieces. One is the foundation work to prevent the moisture from
Right.
coming in, which will be part of what happens in the build itself. So there's the mold remediation, and once you remediate it, obviously you have to prevent it from coming back, which is accomplished by the repairs on the foundation itself, as well as having it being a lived building, obviously goes a long way. So that we have high hopes that the mold is not so embedded that we will have continuing issues with it.
Is there an attic? Is there
I think there's a crawl space downstairs and there's a crawl space attic.
Yeah, there's not an attic. So no,
so
there's
we're
no.
just gonna empty the whole inside and then start fresh?
It's pretty much
It's
empty anyway.
yeah, if it's
pretty
big,
much
it's
just
big.
a box
Okay.
as it is.
So you're taking it down to the studs and then
Okay.
insulating and building back?
That's generally what we do.
I mean, there are no like load-bearing walls inside.
No,
that
right,
way.
yeah.
Right.
With a small frame like that, generally you don't have
You don't
that in the
have to,
middle,
okay.
so.
Beth, you were saying that Habitat for Humanity is one of the choices. How does this work?
So what happens
What's the town
is-
gonna do?
Right, so on the assumption this property is transferred to the housing trust, the next step is we work with Kristen and the town writes an RFP, a request for proposals, saying we're looking for somebody to do an affordable build, to create an affordable home that respects the 40B restriction, what will be, they'll place a 40B restriction on it, we will place a historic restriction on it. So anybody who believes they can build something based on our thing, they write a proposal and say, this is what we can do, this is our history, this is why you should trust us with your property. And then the committee, the housing trust, will review what people have submitted and then pick a vendor, and we transfer the property to them. And that is, and then on the assumption it's Habitat, then obviously they've talked about what their process is.
Okay. So do we sell it to them, or do we just give it to
We
them,
donate
the
it.
town?
I don't know what the
It's
technical legal.
usually a sale for like $1.
Yeah, it's not a.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as Beth has mentioned, we've done this for years. I believe that our particular affiliate has been around for 37 or 38 years. We work with the towns all the time, you know, that's how we get most of our property. I know we listed businesses and people, but the reality is the lion's share is towns, because they want their town to still have the character of the homes, or they need that property developed because for one reason or the other,
Right now
you know,
it's
although they
empty,
want,
It's empty and a huge
Affordable
liability
housing.
for the town.
right,
Uh,
right, that's true.
How much land is it on now?
It's on 0.47 acres, so it is a
It's a
non-conforming
tiny-
lot.
You get the whole lot.
Yes, we are not carving out a chunk of this lot, no.
No, but that's a
Yeah.
good sized lot.
Certainly for,
For
you know,
that
to raise a
size,
family on it is
yeah,
perfectly
yeah,
fine. For
it's a-
Berlin, it is,
Right,
It
it
is
is small,
like
yeah.
that's a parking lot.
It's a quarter
Yeah.
of our minimum lot size.
I live in Lancaster, so I know, I'm right
Yeah.
next door.
Yeah.
So I know what it's all
Yep.
about.
So one requirement of a prospective owner is that they can't own a bigger vehicle than a Vespa motor scooter? or-
Correct.
Oh, does it come with water and sewer?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know.
Well, I should say, so, I mean, there is no town water,
There's no town
obviously,
water,
you
no
know,
town
there is,
sewer.
the property has had a well, we do not expect there to be well issues, we have perked it, that is actually the
Oh,
work,
that's what you said.
the work of the housing
Yeah.
trust, one of the things, that has been, that Kate took the lead on was doing perk, so we know
So
it is
it's-
possible to put septic,
it's safe
on the
to put it in
property.
septic,
Yeah.
whatever,
Per the Board of Health approval
right, I mean, that's.
of
of course.
a design.
But this is rocky land, this is.
There is ledge.
Right, there's a
We
septic there
dug a
now,
lot
right?
of holes.
Accessible.
It perked in the front, which actually aesthetically would be nice. It would lay right in front of the
So it would
building
maintain that
and
open
sort of
space.
fill in because it is lower than the road. So it would lay in right and almost be to grade with the road in the
Oh.
front.
Okay,
Nice.
would be just a grassy lawn,
Yep.
kids to play on.
It would taper off on the edges, which is probably where you'd want your driveway anyway.
Okay.
No question.
So what are we gonna do with the town? Do we vote on this?
So this will be on the warrant article, number 8, article number 8, on November 17th. We will be voting on this, and if we can get 67%, then the transfer will take place.
Okay.
So we really appreciate everybody coming out,
Yes.
and we appreciate you talking to your friends and neighbors. Take handouts, let people know that this is happening, and this is a way, you know, people who are concerned about town budget, right? Effective and efficient use of town resources. This helps us remove a liability from the town, help a family, and add something to the tax rolls to balance out all of Carolyn's conservation land.
And preserve the
Thank you.
envelope of that historical building.
And
preserve
maintain
our-
the historical.
Our
Right.
affordable housing numbers, even if we build more homes here, then we need to keep that.
Keep that buffer.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have a question?
Well, I think that the affordable housing aspect of this is, even though we are at our threshold, our minimum threshold for that, it's one more family
Exactly.
Yeah.
with a house,
Yeah.
affordable.
Yes.
And if we exceed the threshold by double, I don't care. You know, if we-
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's, each one is another.
Thank you.
Okay, so, during your presentation, you didn't talk about the outside other than preserving the structure and the appearance. But I walked by there today, I walked around today, and I noticed a lot of peeling paint. And if we don't do something about that peeling paint soon, you're gonna see deterioration of the wood underneath. I don't know if any of that paint could possibly be lead paint.
Oh, that's a
Good.
good point.
Possible.
Don't know when it was
But
last
it
painted.
might be something we ask, but I think it's important to move pretty quickly on that part, because otherwise, the price tag is just gonna keep rising
Oh,
if we
yeah.
don't
Yeah, yeah,
address
yeah.
the bare wood that's,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's a great point.
You can
So-
bring that point up to your neighbors and friends.
Right, but I want you to know
Yeah.
too, that if you take this transfer.
I've made note.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, it's gonna be real important to.
Would they re-side it?
No,
really-
no.
That-
I'm sorry, the original siding is all put on with square head nail.
Okay,
I
so,
am not kidding you.
That's so
Go
good.
look at it. It's,
yeah.
no.
So
when I
you
say-
So-
would be able to,
Painted, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, do a little
Scrape and paint.
scraping and
Spray and paint.
prime.
I mean,
But it would have to be lead tested and to know how to properly
Yep.
handle the
Address
peeling.
It looked like, the peeling paint looked like latex paint to me.
I'm sure
But
that
it's-
it's been painted a couple times.
You,
Right.
you have to do
If
the
there's,
chemical
if there's a
test.
layer of lead there, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, you have to do the chemical test.
but that's,
Yeah.
When was this built? How historic is it?
so,
1856.
Oh,
it's significantly.
Wow.
Right, and it was the West
It's
School
the
House?
best school.
Yeah,
West School.
I live 2 doors down from the East School and it's very sad.
I love that it would house a family. I
Yeah.
live in an
Makes-
old house, I
yeah.
love old houses, I think this building is beautiful.
This house will be bigger than
I would
mine.
hate for it to be demolished or
Or just fall
made into
into
something, I mean, you
Yeah,
can't,
fall
it's
into
on such a
disrepair. Yeah.
small
Yeah.
lot anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For someone else to do something with it, I'm not sure how that would work.
and if you have a 3-bedroom, then you can have a family with more kids.
I see it as a win-win-win.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
This was really informative. Thank you
Good.
guys.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you for coming.
Thank you, Charlene, for stepping in.
No
in
problem.
the brief. Do we have any other business we need to conduct this evening?
Did you try the beet?
Okay, I mean, you guys are gonna have, we're gonna have another meeting.
Meeting next
Okay.
week.
I guess, can we have a motion?
I move to close the meeting.
Can I get a second? Second. As non-debatable, as Tim Wheeler always says.
Oh, yeah?
We vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is closed at 7:16 PM.
I say that all the time now too.